Hello, and thank you for joining me. I'm Caryn Litz, your host, CEO, founder, spiritual and transformational mindset, life and book coach at On The Go Talent. Such a beautiful sunrise this morning. It was incredible. I'm glad I get to share this with you all. Just take a moment. Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. So today we're going to talk about healing relationships. So I've been on this journey, really working on myself and doing all of the inner work that needs to be done, overcoming trauma and really diving in deep to my deepest, darkest, and bringing light to all of that and sharing my truth. And as I mentioned, I'm in this wonderful spiritual class, and I'm learning so much each and every day. And as I'm learning radical shifts every day, it all starts with you. And it's so hard because sometimes there's such a dynamic going on around you, and you want to fix and change and control things, which we understand because we have multi-levels of consciousness going on. But it really begins with you and healing yourself first. And one of the things that I'm learning, they say, hey, you know what? You feel good, you're confident, you can go into a room and visit your family, and then all of a sudden you get triggered by your brother or sister. Well, that happens, then there's something that you still need to work on in your inner healing because you're not at peace. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. Be at peace with yourself first. Own your truth. Be accountable. Be responsible. Take ownership of your own story. If you've been watching my timeline, I talk about this all the time. Share your real truth, not everything else around it. Share the facts, share what happened. Really talk about things that you have done or your behavior has caused. And as I am learning about universal law, which is absolutely fascinating, it's all about cause and effect. So if you start with yourself first and correct the things, right now I'm just really enjoying this journey. Truly, I'm healing the relationship with myself and God and my higher self first, and my consciousness. And going back and doing a life review. How fortunate am I to have the chance to go back? And as I sang that song on my birthday, it was like prophetic, journey to the past. Because that's what I'm doing now. And generations after us will thank us if we choose to do this work. This is the real work. I've had many different modalities that I've been so graciously given as part of my healing journey, and I've taken each one of them and what they have offered to me and created my own system within. And it's fascinating. Everybody's unique and everybody's different in their own right. And as our birthright says, we deserve abundance. We deserve love. We deserve it all. But we are limited by these things called limited beliefs and systems and things that have been passed down to us from generations. Sometimes, and this is the honest to God's truth, and I'm correcting these things. Like sometimes I'll find myself in the kitchen and I'll start like saying something to Joe when he comes in there. And I'm like, where the heck did this come from? I'm not calling people out, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is why this happens. This is why I'm doing this. Like, I don't want this anymore. You have the ability to stop these patterns and stop this behavior on your own behalf. And that's really where it starts. And as hard as it is, and as crazy as it sounds, I'm really convinced that this moment in time, God put a stop. Like, as hard as it was to go through all of that and the 6 miscarriages with Joe, I'm really convinced now, like, I'm here to make such a huge impact on the world around me, but I had to be stopped first. Joe had to be stopped, and we had to correct things within us, or things that have happened to us first, to really move forward in this journey. Because you're doing a disservice if you are not healed. Like, we, right now, in this moment of time, we really only have right now. And I know deep down, by correcting, by healing, being at peace, will be the greatest gift and blessing that we will bring to our future children. And that is such the truth. Could you imagine, those of you who have children, if you would have really gone through the healing and been total peace, a total peace with your past, like completely, I mean like really, really deep of everything, go back from the beginning of time in your life and have said to yourself, you know what, like, I've done this, I've healed from this, I've corrected it. Like, that's where I'm at right now, and you guys get to actually watch me go through this journey as I'm learning. And that's what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is the impact that I'm giving to the world. Because it will be so impactful for generations back and generations forward. This work is truly, truly amazing. I bring this up quite often. You know, I was raised Catholic. And to be quite honest, you know, I'm Christian, you know, as far as living Christ-like. But there's a lot of gaps in these things. And what I'm learning is I'm unlearning. Because why? We're taught, you know, as we're raised, we're taught because generations before us, because we just think it's the right way to do things. But if it's not fitting with who we are, like, we're here right now. We are the creators. You know, when I talked about breakthroughs and miracles, it's because I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work to make these things happen. And I give credit to God, because God is the conscious and with us all the time. God is good all the time. Well, how does that work? It's absolutely right, because if you're taking aspects of your life and focusing your positive energy into those, they're going to birth. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm creating new life, new energy, positive energy around me. And I'm totally fascinated with this work, and I'm so excited. And hi, good morning to you, Gloria. I only shout out if you say something, because I won't, like, people listen into lives and I won't do that, because sometimes it's terrifying. Like, I'll join a live and I'll be like, oh, somebody will call out my name and I'm like, I don't want to be talked about. But yeah, so that's just my protocol here. So if you type something, I'm going to say hi to you. But anyway, going back to this, I have just learned so much, and you guys could feel the energy. Like, this is Caryn. This is Caryn from, like, out of the womb, 5 years old. Like I said, people who know me, who have been on this journey for 41 years with me, really know. But there was so much damage in childhood from many things that have occurred. And I'm healing from this. And I want my family and my friends to heal through me. Because this is incredibly powerful. So incredible. And I'm just, you know, as I talked about these things over the summer, I always say give gratitude, and this is truly what it is. I give gratitude because I have so much to be thankful for in my life. we all have battles, we all have struggles, but being here and being real with you all, this is what it's all about for me. This is my best work, and I'm so touched that I'm able to do this right now, because I truly, truly love what I do. And it's only getting better. It will only get better from here. And this work really magnifies and takes therapy and makes you really think, here's the thing that I'm learning right now. With my behavior and my actions, we always go to this thing of blame, shame, and pointing the finger and yada, 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 and you do this thing. I no longer blame, okay, because I look back at my family lineage and I see where the patterns are. Like, everybody was just following protocol and protocol systems and rules and all this kind of stuff. And it doesn't work. We are all unique, and I don't fit in a box. Like, that's God rest my grandmother, Flo. And she's laughing at me now, and I feel it because I'm in my flow. And I know she's proud, because I'm being true to who I am. Say that to yourself. If you guys learned anything from me today, go back. If you're watching the replay, comment on this. This is not for me. I'm living this. I've been here. I've done it. This work now takes therapy. It just takes it out of the water. This is the real work. It's incredible. And I'll tell you what, my family sees the change, and they said, Caryn, you've changed. And I'm like, you know what? I am changing. Which, let me just relate this to something with my mother. She has chosen the best songs for me to sing growing up, and basically prophesized my life through the music. I was singing mature songs at a very young age, and I look back now and I'm like, oh my goodness, it was kind of channeling in through me, because I am so grateful that I have the singing voice and was able to do that. But my family sees the changes in me, and they're going to have to realize their truth and change as well. I thank you so much for being here. I'm going to end in prayer today, but healing relationships, it's starting with me first. It's starting with me first, and then I'm reaching out, but it's already happening. It's already happening, and that's what these breakthroughs and these miracles are all about. It happens with us first. Truly, think about this. Dear God, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here with wonderful people and wonderful wholesomeness and positive energy, and the lessons and the truth. And I ask anyone here who is tuned in to be blessed and live their truth and be awakened to their truth. Guys, it's all about you and being true to yourself. It starts with each one of us. And I know, because you want to go and say, but this person's doing this to me. Why is this happening? Go back to cause and effect. Love you guys. Have a great day.